Buddha often told his disciples that the sharpest knife in the world is our tongue, and the most dangerous weapon in the world is our word, which can kill people internally without any bloodshed. Our words are our strength, but they can also be our greatest weakness if we don't know when, where, and how to open our mouths and speak. If we use the right words with the right intention at the right time, it will make us successful. But if we don't use the right words at the right time with the right intention, it will make our lives worse than hell. So today, I will tell you a story on silence, and it's going to change your life. It will show you the power of silence. There was a very famous Buddhist monk in Japan, and his name was Renjai. Renjai used to live alone near a forest, far away from the noise of the world. He was a very meditative and enlightened man, and that's why he was very prominent in Japan. But one day a prince came to Renjai and said, "Dear monk, I always feel exhausted, frustrated and perplexed. My mind is in a chaotic state, although I have everything, money, fame, amenities, something that everyone wishes for or aspires to have. Then why is there so much disturbance and anxiety in me?" The monk replied, "You already know the answers to this question. You just never looked for it." The monk said, "I want to do an experiment. What if I tell you that there will be no disturbance and anxiety in your life? What do you like to do?" The prince was surprised by hearing this and asked the monk, "Tell me what I need to do." The monk said, "For the next 10 days you will be staying at my ashram and live your life like an ordinary person. And in these 10 days you will be sitting alone in silence. You will speak as little as possible." The prince agreed with the monk. On the first day, the prince felt that his mind was more disturbed and chaotic than usual. There were a lot of questions that started rising in his mind, and he was feeling uncomfortable living like an ordinary person. But he remained silent. Nothing came out of his mouth, not even a word. He just sat alone in silence. But by night, he began to experience a sense of satisfaction inside. He felt that it was odd and asked himself why he was feeling joyful deep inside, and why his inner restlessness and anxiety began to subside. The next day, the prince sat quietly in solitude, staring at nature, the plants, flowers, and the birds flying in the sky. For the first time in his life, he felt that the nature around him was just amazing. He was watching and feeling the serenity of nature throughout the day. 1 week had passed in this way. By now, all the anxiety, depression, and restlessness in his mind had subsided. On the morning of the 8th day, the prince sat in solitude again, and in a few minutes his eyes closed automatically, and he went into deep meditation. He sat there with his eyes closed for the whole day, falling into deep meditation. No worries. Words the king was filled with infinite peace and joy from within, after spending the rest of his day in meditation. The prince appeared in front of the monk and said, "Dear monk, I have got the answers as to why there was so much turmoil and anxiety in my mind. I have got every answer as to why my mind was so restless." And thus the monk said, "Tell me, what answers did you get?" The prince said, "I used to talk more than necessary. I used to waste my words and energy on anyone. All day long I used to talk about nonsense things with my people. And then I used to think about those same things alone. This way I just wasted my time and kept thinking in a negative way. Because of that, my mind got disturbed and restless, and that's why I was not able to work on anything properly. And then I started failing in almost everything I did. Because of my failure, I became even more depressed and irritated, and that just destroyed my life. But now these 10 days are completely different. Now I'm feeling like I'm living my life in a fulfilled way, but before this, I was living my life in a wrong way. And I also learned that you just don't need to meditate. Meditation happens automatically when you are still, calm, and silent. During the last few days of meditation, one of the first things I've learned is that the most important event in human beings' life is knowing oneself. During this range, I said not just to you, but most of the people in the world speak more than necessary. Even today, people only speak to belittle each other. Some people talk even without wanting and waste their lives. Once Buddha was asked by his disciples, "Dear Buddha, why are you silent most of the time?" Buddha said, "Because in silence I can hear the divine within me." Silence is the first step to descent within yourself. Without silence, it is impossible to know yourself. The first rule of knowing and understanding yourself is to become silent. Talking too much clutters the mind, by which we lose our control over our mind and we lose our focus. People who talk much can never have focused power. They can never be focused on their goals. And if you're not focused, you will not be able to understand the truth of life. After that, the monk finished his talk, and the prince returned to his palace. My friend, you must have noticed that people who talk more often become the object of laughter among people. And those who speak less and stick to their words, they get respect from people. People listen to their words and trust them too. Those who talk much are not sure of their thoughts. Their mind is unstable and busy, it's full of noise. And a person with an unstable mind cannot be successful in anything in life. A person with an unstable mind cannot tap laser focus. If a person knows when, where, and what he has to talk about, those people are very intelligent and their personality becomes very attractive everywhere. And they are successful in whatever they do. Friends, if we look deeper into the personality of a great, successful people speak less and choose their words carefully. They think deeply before speaking. On the other hand, those who talk a lot often lie and spread negativity about others. This leads to hatred and criticism from others, even from their own people. In Indian philosophy, it is said that our words have immense power. Silence brings patience, and patience leads to meditation. Through meditation, we become aware of our lives. That's why it is important to speak only when necessary and to end our conversations with few words. We should also try to spend at least 2 hours alone in silence every day. This practice will bring positive changes in our lives. Perhaps some of us will even find ourselves transformed, like a prince. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and believe it can help you or someone you know, please subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends and family. Thank you.